Hey everyone, so I'm at the Via Cofresi, or Cofresi, I'm not sure exactly the right pronunciation, in Rincon, Puerto Rico. And this is where we've been staying on and off to where it's kind of like our base of operations, where Nathan, most of the time we were able to get some, at least cell phone signal out. We have a hotel room with running water and power, and so we're able to get some sleep at night in the middle of the chaos. But this place has been really hard hit, and I wanted to talk about them a little bit. I had hoped to do like a more in-depth story on them, but they're so busy. You can hear the work being done, and I'll show you that in a second. But I want to tell you about the people that run this place. This hotel has been here for like 60 plus years. Everybody knows it. It's kind of a local spot that everybody comes to for their vacations, but it got severely hit by the storm like everything else on the island. But what they did is the minute that they had a chance, as soon as the storm hit, after it hit, the owners, Tito and Sandra and her family, who are the original owners, they went to work helping the community. And I mean, in every small way that you can imagine, they have done what they can to help. And you can imagine they themselves have, lived through the storm and have been through unbelievably stressful times, and yet they continue to help the community. Everything from the story I was told about after the storm, 4 days it took before anyone had any cell, not even cell, just like a landline phone would work. It took 4 days before anyone could communicate with anyone. And when finally one phone call went through, which was, I believe, from Sandra to her brother, like in New Jersey or something, word got out that they were able to get a phone call. And so then the locals started showing up, started coming to try to call their loved ones to let them know that they were okay. So bit by bit, there was a line down the street waiting to make a phone call just to let everybody know that, how they fared during the storm. So that's just one example. And we talk every morning at breakfast, because that's another thing they do. They make breakfast and dinner completely free of charge for the entire community. Anyone that comes, anyone that's staying here, they have been helping to support. I know there are DEA agents here, the Army, ourselves, medical doctors, and a lot of relief organizations have been staying here. The hotel is not open, and I'm going to show you now why it's not open, but basically I want to finish the story about the phone call. At some point, the owner, Tito, had to say, okay, got to limit the calls to 2 minutes, because there's all these people that need to make a phone call. But then the minute that someone got on the phone and talked to their loved one for the first time since this storm hit, they of course started sobbing, and it was just so emotional. He said, I wasn't going to cut them off, I had to let them talk. So it went into the night and into the next day, just phone calls being made as long as they had service. And but again, they're doing all of this stuff. They make ice so that people with that have insulin, diabetics who need to keep it refrigerated have ice. So they've been giving out ice to the community. They're helping in so many ways, and again, they have to deal with their own loss and the devastation to their own establishment, but they're working very hard. A lot of the community members have decided, okay, I'm going to come here for a hot meal, and then I'll do some work at the hotel. So there's a lot of people putting in their time as well. There's so much I want to tell you about this place. They're running on a generator. There's no power here at all, but they're running on a generator and just helping in any way they can. So this is one of those stories that I need people to know about, because nobody's sitting here asking for a handout. Nobody's sitting here waiting for another organization to come and do it for them. Everybody's working together, pitching in, helping, and it's heartening. They've been so gracious for us, so wonderful for my husband and myself, and I just wanted to mention that. They plan to be back up and running by mid-December, I think, or maybe even the beginning of December, and so it won't be perfect, but if you're thinking about coming to Puerto Rico and you need a base of operations or a place to be, I really think you should consider Via Cofresi. It's in Rincon, and you need to do it because you'll be helping not just them, but the whole community here, because they are generous, generous people. Okay, now I'm going to show you what they're dealing with. I told you what they've done, but this is their beachfront right here. And you can see, I don't know if you can still hear me, but all of that seawall was just damaged. You can see like the roof, and you really can't see all of the damage that's done. But let me go over here to show you, I'm going to show you, you just can't see. By the way, their beach was gone. It just, the ocean took it all the sand. They had a sandy beach here, and now all they have is that seawall ledge. Can you see it at all? You can kind of see right there the ledge, but there's no beach. They believe it's going to come back. I hope for their sake it does, but even if it doesn't, this is a lovely place. They're kind, wonderful people, and it's relatively easy to get to from you know, from all the other parts of, well, not all the other parts of the island, but you can get here from Aguadilla, San Juan. You can go from San Juan across to Aguadilla and down here to Rincon. So anyway, I'm just saying, if you're thinking about, I know a lot of people are saying, well, I better not go because I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to, you know, come. If they are open, when they're open, come. And you can help, and you can offer support, or just, you know, friendship, because that, honestly, person to person, that kindness is what I feel like. You know, I'm not a medical doctor, but I feel like the communication and the connections and being able to talk to people and hear their stories, to me, I feel like that's the difference that I was able to make, and I know all of you could do the same thing. So let me show you the guys that are working around the clock. Hopefully they won't get mad that I'm putting them on video. So there's one guy over here. Down there. They're working up there. And they're just welding. So they're welding the stairwell to try to make it, you know, stable. But yeah, there's just so much work to be done. But again, they're just little by little doing everything they can to make this a beautiful place. And I'm going to leave you with that welding sound. You can see them. Hopefully you can see them. So there you go. I hope this finds you and yours well, and surrounded by a community of awesome people like we have here. It's hard to get from here to where my family is in Lares, and so going inland is very difficult. Oh my goodness, there's a sea turtle. I wonder if I could show you. Well, he went away. But anyway, it was some of the other videos I'll share of how ridiculously stressful it has been to get into the interior, up into the mountains, and that's a whole different thing. That's hardcore stuff. But here they're making a difference, and I believe that anybody can. So you know, if you're on the fence and trying to decide what you can do, how you can help, you can help. You can help. I mean, many of the restaurants are opening. They're you know, patched together and all of that, but they're clean. We've never gotten sick, knock wood. You know, they're doing everything in their power to make this place wonderful. And you know, maybe you guys can do what you can to help as well. Thank you for all your love and support and prayers. It means the world to us. I could not have done this without all of you. So thank you, and we'll check in again soon. Can you see him up there?